Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Family here today, bringing you a brand new series. Today we're starting off another brick in the mall. So what is this game, you might ask? Well, it's simply you go ahead and you build a mall, and with that mall you can have restaurants, you can have shops, you can have cinemas, you need to work on the car parks, and there's still a lot of stuff being added into this game as well, which is good. This game came out about a month ago and was trending on YouTube for quite a bit. I did want to play it from the start, but I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and finish off the current games. So for roughly, maybe about the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to be doing roughly about a 10-part series on this game, and essentially just trying to build everything that there is. That's what I enjoy the most. So you'll start to pick up this game very quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and get some stuff basically started in the background. The game engine is very, very similar to Prison Architect, so if you understand that game, then you will understand this game as well. So what I'm doing right now is I'm laying the foundations, and we're going to start off with just a general shop, and then we're going to go ahead and populate that with lots of different items. So as you can see, I have a builder. Builders are required to build stuff. We'll build the foundations, then from there we'll go ahead and assign this a shop and also a storage area, and we'll just add on from there. One or two things to note is that we have unlimited money. I like unlimited money due to the fact that I can build anything. I like to be able to build anything in YouTube series because I don't want to be held up with money and stuff like that. I don't want to have to wait around. The purpose of a YouTube series is to entertain, and waiting isn't entertaining if you understand what I mean. Along with that, we've got fast building on it. Basically means that builders build at a faster rate, so I don't have to have the game all the time on ×3, however, I will have a lot of the game on ×3 anyway. I want to make sure that my profit is consistently good, and we'll be analysing this, and this is really how I'll judge the series going off my daily profit. I want to try and get it up to over 100,000 a day long term. As I said, cash is unlimited. We also have research as well, that's just at normal speed, so it's going to take quite a while to unlock a lot of this stuff. Right, so let's go ahead and actually make this shop. So the next thing I'm actually going to do is go ahead and jump into here, grab roadwork. Now the menu system isn't the best in this game, and I think it's something which can be worked on. So we've only got select, build, assign and manage. Building is to do with all your building, assigning is to do with like your rooms and your areas, if you will, and then you've got manage, which is your staff. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go ahead and create our first ever store. So our store is not going to be that large, to be fair. It's going to cover a small distance here. Then what we're going to have is we're going to have a storage area in here, and we're going to put a wall in the middle. You can see brackets, it doesn't really matter about that. That in a sense is just what room it is. So this is our maintenance centre where our staff work, or not staff work, but that's where they are if they don't have any jobs. Currently our builder doesn't have any jobs to do. Then we've got our store, which is the first or the second, if you will, area, and then storage, which is the second or third. This is actually done with the system starting at 0, which I quite like because I'm used to that through programming. Anyway, back to this. So let's go ahead and build a wall, and let's build a wall along there. We also need to go ahead and build objects, and we need to build double doors to enter into our shop. So we'll go ahead and add in a double door there, I think, and also we need to go ahead and add in a staff door into the storage area there, and we'll also add another one internally in the shop. So that works out quite nicely. Let's jump back in here, and we need to go ahead and manage. We're going to jump into store, and we're going to go ahead and assign the storage room. So this means now that deliveries can go ahead and get dropped off. Right now, as you can see, our store is open from 9 till 5, and it's going to be like that for the time being until we get our store properly up and going. It is going to take a while for this to happen, so we will just leave it at that. I don't have any items in the shop, for example. I don't have any staff, so we need to go ahead and do all that first. I'm going to start off by going back to road actually, and we're going to go ahead and do a loading zone because I want to make sure we have loading zones right outside the storage area. Then along with that, I'm going to go ahead and add in some staff only parking. Not many spaces for now, but just a few. Then we're just going to have like normal road parking as well for customers. Customer parking is extremely important and is something which we'll need to keep our eye on. We'll also build a little bit more over there. So let's go ahead and actually start to build up some of the store, actually get items and objects into our store. So let's go ahead and have a look here. So you've got different kinds of storage units. So you've got like food shelves, which host food, funnily enough. This is the whole list. Some of the stuff's locked, which I'll unlock through research over time. Along with that, we've also got shelf, which just does your normal stuff, your non-food related. You've got your fridge, you've also got a table, a clothing rack, a pallet, and then coming down the line, quite a few episodes away, we've got like diner, restaurant table. That's for stuff, not just that individual shop. So let's go ahead and I want to make sure that I have my checkouts in a good location here. So if I go ahead and rotate you guys, then everyone does their shop differently and everyone might get on at me for how bad my shop is. I'm wanting to design this very, very specifically. So we're going to go ahead and have all the checkouts down the front here, which is going to be for people. I can already tell are probably going to be mad at this design, but it's my shop, so if you have something different, then go ahead and play the game yourself. Then we're going to go ahead and start to add in some storage here. So we're going to start off with some food stuff. I'm just thinking how I want to lay this out and how long the queues I want to be. Yeah, it's going to work like that. Then we're going to have more food along the back here. We'll have a gap and then we'll have more food there. Eventually the shop will be expanded. It'll probably be expanded quite quickly actually. Then we're just going to have some normal storage space in here. Then we're going to go ahead and do some fridge. Fortunately, we've got a lot of this stuff unlocked right now. However, a lot of this stuff is going to, like for example, everything is unlocked bar soda, bottled water and juice in the fridge. So not really going to get too much advantages of the fridge right now at all. So now that we're actually starting to build up our store, we're going to need staff to manage our store. So we jump into here and then we're selected store right now. Let's go ahead and see what staff we need. So cashier, these are the people who run the checkouts. Then we also need stock clerk, who stock the shelves when customers come in and take stuff off the shelves. So let's go ahead and hire probably about 2 cashiers. Right now, because the shop's only open from 9 till 5, I only need an 8-hour shift, so 2 people should be adequate for the time being. So right now, as you can see, we've got 3 applicants. I need to go ahead and get better road access, which requires research to go ahead and get more people. It's just in a sense like sphere of influence. If you have access to only one town, then you're only going to get a certain amount of people for interviews. So that is something which we will work towards long term. Ben Simpson, I think, is going to get employed because he's got a good balance. His cashier, he's not actually necessarily the best cashier. It's only at 22.31. However, he's got good speed, patience and sociability. So we'll hire you. Then along with that, I'm going to hire a second cashier, and I think it's going to be Doug Hurst. The reason is he's not got good sociability skills, but he's good at being a cashier, or the best one there. So we'll go ahead and hire you as well. So that is you 2 guys hired, and you start off at 9 o'clock, go for 8 hours. So you basically do the 9 to 5. Along with that, we're going to need ourselves a stock clerk, and we need a good stock clerk at that. To be honest though, I think I want to hire Terry Sanders. Even though he's not the best stock clerk, as long as he's fast, that's the thing. I really need him to be fast, so we'll go ahead and hire you, and that works out nicely there. So we can go ahead and jump out of staff for the time being. As you can see, our shop's red right now. It is because we've gone into the night. The shop is closed, so it's red. Understandable. Right, the next thing we need to do is actually go ahead and start to put items onto our individual shelves. And as you can see, deliveries are starting to come in here as well. So I simply just right click and I simply just go ahead and assign whatever I want onto the shelf. Quite easy. I do want to have a good mixture so customers don't complain about, oh, there's not enough food selection. I don't want that to happen. Along with that, I also need to worry about the situation of some stuff's going to sell a lot more than others. There's a thing called demand in this game, which if we jump up to needs here, then you can see right now everything's at an even level. But as time goes on, for example, stuff like soda is it's required, it's a need. Whereas, for example, or soda's not the best example, water's a really good example. That is required, that's like a need, that's a human need. But for example, take power tools. Power tools, you're not going to need a lot of power tools. You'll maybe only need 1 shelf for power tools, but you maybe need 3 or 4 for water. Simple as. Ideally, I just want to go ahead and store everything in my shop. That's basically what I want to do, and that's what we're going to slowly but surely work towards here. So we're just on the normal shelves here. What do I want? Media. We'll put in toys and we'll put in tools there as well. So stuff like car tools really not important at all. Then we'll add in some bottled water, juice and soda up the back there. So the storage area isn't actually very big, so I'm already going to go ahead and start to expand my shop. So if I jump back in here to foundations, we're going to go ahead and give the shop quite a large extension to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and give it an extension up the back as well. I don't really need to go ahead and add in any more builders because our builder is working extremely fast. Do note that he got himself out of there, which is good, but because the game's also on ×3 speed, he's working at a mad rate. Right, so this shop is actually going to be functioning tomorrow on day 2, which is good. That is really what I was aiming for. So our cashiers and stock clerks should turn up at 9 o'clock. Looks like I also have 2 builders as well, which is nice. And then we should hopefully start to get customers. So let's see what happens. So people should be turning up to work right now. So there we go. That is 2 of you cashiers there, and there's also a stock clerk who is stocking up the shelves, as you can see, just moving stuff from our storage area into the shelves. And you, sir, are our first customer, so you've disappeared there. As you can see up the top, the sales number has started to go up. We've also got 18 parking spaces, and that tells us really how full our car park is. We've also got our satisfaction rating and also just our peak customers on site. So satisfaction is something which is extremely important. Along with that, we've got our profit. Right now, our shop's hardly got anything in it, so customers aren't going to be too satisfied. We've also got 3 staff members, which in a sense, for the amount I'm paying for them, they are probably not making that much sales. So that is something which will change over time. It's just because we're starting off here. We've got debt, which we're fine, and we're not really going to have to worry about that, fortunately. And then we've got our current objectives as well, which is good to see. So that is that day over, and I think we learned a lot from that. So we didn't make a lot of money. We made 36 sales all in all, though. And right now, as you can see, satisfaction goes back down to 0. That is just because of the fact that the shop is now closed. So looking at our objectives right now, so we need to go ahead and sell 20 different types of products. So for that we need a store extension, that is for sure. We need to go ahead and make use of the new areas. Along with that, we need to try and turn a profit. We need to have 100 customers on site and make a total of 100 sales. So hopefully we can try and do all of that for tomorrow. Also along the bottom here you have some of these new objectives, if you will, and along with that you also get notifications of new research projects being completed or started. So right now if we jump into here, this basically pulls up the research thing which we were in earlier on. As you can see, the research basics that completed, and that was basically unlock the base research project. So that was researching to unlock the researching, if that makes any sense. The next one we're working towards though is cold chains. This is unlocking fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, fish, milk and dairy here, so this will be very useful. This one is quite a large one, so it's going to take 96 hours to go ahead and do. How this works is it runs through the list simple as, and then what happens after that is when it gets to the bottom it basically just stops, it's complete. So I can actually go ahead though and, for example, select if I wanted to go for night towers or something else on the list. Road Network 1, that would be a good extension because we would get more employees to interview for our jobs. That would be a useful one. So I can skip. However, some of them have requirements. For example, here at Frozen Food Supplier, I need to go ahead and complete Cold Chain before I can do that. I also can't complete, funnily enough, Road Network 3 without 2 or 1. So it's a logical process, and it is also similar to the prison architect thing with going ahead and the bureaucracy, going ahead and, for example, unlocking guards. Then from there you would get like K9 units and so on and so forth. So it's a good system and I really like it. Also, we have some more statistics in here as well, which for the time being we don't really need to bother about. So hopefully now you understand the game. That is basically the rundown. So let's go ahead and continue on building for the time being. What I want to do now is I'll need to go ahead and build. We're going to go ahead and remove walls. We're going to remove you along there, then we're going to remove you along there, and then you along there. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and remove that one as well. We're going to go up to ×3 speed here. Then we're going to go ahead and build, or we'll go ×2. ×3 is a bit fast, because you do have quick build on actually, so stuff gets built extremely fast. We're going to go ahead and extend the storage room, because it's not that large right now. And then for some reason it looks like I didn't remove that wall there. So this means now we've got this whole larger shop area which we can go ahead and stock the shelves that little bit better. So if we jump back in to builds, we go down to objects, then essentially I can just go ahead and build so much more stuff here. So let me think, how do I want to do this? Leave a 2 gap and then do more. Yep, that's what I want to do. So I'm not really too bothered about grouping individual products. That's something which I'm not that bothered about. And there's going to be a lot of duplicates to start off with here. And there's also going to be a lot of placeholders as well, if you will. So it's going to be like tables. Like, I don't think I can put anything on tables yet. However, tables are going to be there for future reference. So it's all, I've got a plan in my head which I want to go ahead and execute. So let's have a larger food area up the top here. And I will group some food together. Long term, we'll probably go ahead and actually delete this store because we're going to build, or long term, we'll go ahead and build specific stores. So we'll build a specific food store, a specific chilled store, a clothing store, so on and so forth, if you understand what I mean. So let's also go ahead and add in some clothing racks, and then let's go ahead and add in some tables up the back here. And that looks good for the time being. I should probably also add in more normal shelves as well, so we'll do that up the back. So we've now got a lot of storage room, which is good, so we can go ahead and we might need to go ahead and get ourselves a new clerk, actually, a new stocking clerk, because this is a lot of stuff in here, which is a good thing, but it also means that I need to go ahead and, the storage room needs extended. There's a lot of stuff here which is required. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get deliveries to the morning either. Let's jump back into a sign here. Let's go ahead and actually extend the storeroom itself to go ahead and reach over all of those different objects. And then same with the storage room here. So let's go ahead and extend you. And that will delete the old one. So that means I need to go ahead and manage. Jump back in here to zone. Reassign the storage. And I want it to be... Whoa. Alright, another worker just turned up for work. I was like, why is there a car in the car park at this time of night? Very, very strange. Oh no, have I got 2 stores now? Right, hold up. Yeah, right, I really mucked that one up. Alright, let me go ahead and redefine this area as a storage area. Yep, then if we go back to manage, then we go back to store, then let's go ahead and assign the storage in there. So right now, unfortunately, we do not have any... Well, it looks like there's actually delivery coming in now, which is good to see. It looks like quite a few deliveries are going to come along. It's because when I went ahead and altered that room, I actually removed all the products, which was not good at all. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue to stack the shelves for the time being. So again, I just want to have one of every different kind of food or item. So for example, we are still missing household items here. So this is going to be the next set of products that I put in here. As I said, we're going to have a lot of empty shelves. I know what we're going to be unlocking in what order in my rough head anyway, so I've sort of laid out the store to be like that. For example, we're not really going to have too many clothes unlocks till later on, because clothes is something which is, it's not bought every single day, whereas food, for example, is. Right, how are we doing? So let's go ahead and coffee and tea. I think that's one of all the different kinds of food and beverages we've got right now, so that's good to see. We're also assigning some more... And I think if we go ahead and assign dishes up the back here, then that is everything on the shelves, which is good. Then along with that, we have... Yeah, I mean the fridge is full as well. We don't have anything clothing yet, and then we also don't have anything for the table. Or we actually have fresh bread. So we can go ahead and put 2 of you guys up the back, and let's just go ahead and speed this game up and get things rolling a little better. So I might go ahead and add in I think I'm going to add in a new... I think we're going to hire some more staff here. So I think let's go ahead and hire another cashier to help out during the day. So I think we're going to go for Lucy Hull because she's the best overall. Not the best speed, not the best patience, but our cashier... she's at 39, which is probably our highest. We'll go ahead and hire you. You're going to work the 9 to 5 because that's really all our shop is going to be doing for the time being. Then we need another stock clerk, and I want a fast stock clerk. So it's going to be Alison Hendricks. Welcome to the team. So it's now 5 AM in the morning, and essentially we're just now waiting for the shop to open up. I can't go much faster, but we can go ahead and continue with some more building for the future here. So we're going to go ahead and extend the road networks. We're going to go ahead and... Nope, not do that. We're going to go ahead and extend the road down the bottom here. And also the road right up the side here. Along with that, let's extend the road out this way. Now let's go ahead and actually have a look where our road connections are. So as you can see, there's a road connection down the bottom there, another one over there, and another one up the top there. So interesting to know. As we can see, I'm going to slow things down. Our shop's now open, and as you can see, the shelves are getting stacked up. Customers are in here, so we've obviously got 3 clerks now, so hoping in today we should maybe be able to get quite close to 100 sales. That would be really nice to see, and so far, after 2 hours of being open, we are doing quite well. I think for tomorrow we'll go ahead and extend the store hours because that's something which I definitely want to do. So we'll jump away right now. As you can see, our builder's working on this road. I just want to go ahead and connect up this road over here as well. So let's build you down like that. And then let's just have you coming along here. I'm just trying to think actually where my main complex is eventually going to be. It's probably going to be in the middle, then I'm going to have car parks going off the side. This is long term, this is like 10 episodes down the line, but it's something nice to look forward to anyway. Along with that, I want a road coming along here, and then a road coming up. Not there yet. We'll go ahead and extend you along a bit, and then we'll have you there, just so we can have another car park just down from here. So we'll add in more I need to wait for that road to finish being built, and then we can go ahead and add in some more car parking. So back to how the shop is doing. The shop's doing quite well. We're at 59 sales. We're definitely not going to hit 100 today because we've only got an hour and a half left. But as you can see, the queues at the checkouts aren't too bad. Customers are getting processed relatively quickly, which is good. And we have the best stock. Right now we are currently researching cold chains. That's going to take quite a long time, so I'm just going to keep this on ×3 for the time being actually until we unlock more stuff. So that's the shop closed, which isn't good. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely hire many more staff so we can go ahead and extend the working hours of the shop here. So if we go ahead and hire more cashiers, then we really don't have that many, to be fair. I think I'm actually after cold chain, I'm going to go ahead and actually go for road network 1 straight away. Even though we don't have a lot of items in our shop, it's just because I need to get better staff than this. Or I can easily, I can go ahead and get myself some of these staff. This staff is shit, really, honestly, like, pretty bad. But at the same time, I can hire them and fire them later on. But none of yous have got a little bit green. I would at least expect one of speed, patience, and sociability to be green, you know? But it's just not at all. So, sociability, it's not pretty. It's really not at all. I'm just not liking it at all. It's good to see though, as we can see that the storage room is looking quite nice and full. Don't think we'll need any more deliveries. So, if we jump down to the bottom here, I'm going to get rid of all these $signs. However, there was an exclamation mark, and this is good, and this is what I like about this game. So, there was missed sales opportunities today. Parking at 10:34, 9 occurrences, and customers can't access the centre because there are no available spots in the parking lot. So essentially, too many customers came at once, and there wasn't enough room to park. That can be solved quite easily. As we can see, this whole road network is currently being built by our builders at some rate as well, and that means I can go ahead and add in now some more customer parking, which is what I'm going to do along here. And then we're also going to extend this here. I'm going to go ahead and add in some more staff only parking up this road here, because I want this to be like just the staff car parking. I realise I don't need this many spaces, and not all staff use their own car. However, I'm just building for the future again here. Along with that, more customer parking along the bottom. Leave this space at the top because it's either going to be staff or it's going to be... I need to do a garbage pickup as well, actually. Let's go ahead and put garbage pickups in there too. Loading zone, or... It's either going to be loading zone or customer... No, staff only parking along there. I'm not really at all sure yet. We'll work that out at a later stage. Customer parking, just more along here essentially is what I'm going to do. As we can see right now, one of our builders is working on that, which is good today. We'll maybe go ahead and leave those end bits there, and then we can also go ahead and do just across the road here as well. So how many spaces? We're up to 46 right now, and there's just going to be more and more added, as we can see. So we shouldn't have that problem that we did have yesterday. Are we going to hit 100 sales today? So far, probably not, it's looking like. So as you can see right now, we're 3 hours out of 8 hours into today, and we're roughly making it looks like about 10 sales an hour, which is not bad. So we'll get about 80, but we will not get the desired 100. So that objective is unfortunately not complete. Sell 20 different types of products. We need to wait for cold chain to be able to do that one. Daily profit, nowhere near that one. Have 100 customers on your site. We are at 16, so that's going to be a long time. Quite a bit away, and then also make 500 total sales. Well, we've done 100 now. 500 is going to take quite a few days, as we know though. Right, so let's go ahead and continue on. Just there we go, that's what I want. You're actually a decent cash yield as well, that's the thing, like 30 is good compared to, for example, like the 22 and 28, that's good. Sociability isn't the best, Michael, but you're 2 green, so I'm going to go ahead and get you working here. So you're actually going to start your day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're going to, or should we do 12? Let's do 12, and let's go ahead and you'll work to 8 o'clock at night for 8 hours. So that means we can go ahead and change the store's opening hours here. So we can go ahead and push that back to 8 o'clock at night. Along with that, I want to go ahead and hire another cashier, which, God, we're really not doing well on the sociability front, actually. I think we're going to go ahead and leave it for the time being. So there's just going to be one person working from 5 till 8. So we could see ourselves probably having a lot of queues in our supermarkets. However, that's the way that things are going to be because there's just no good staff right now. How are we doing on the cold chain? Still a long way away. The next thing I want to do though is go ahead and jump into our maintenance center, and we're going to go ahead and hire ourselves a janitor just to maintain the store. So as we can see, Ed Ellison, you're going to be our guy because you've got good speed and you've also got amazing janitor skills. So you're just the perfect fit. Sociability isn't the best, but at the same time you're not exactly much of, you don't need to be a social person. Let's go ahead and hire you, and then that is our janitor in operation. You're going to start from 9 AM, that works out totally fine here. Let's go ahead and close out of that. So as we can see now, we've got still our 4 cashiers. They must work till about 6 o'clock actually, and that's just going to be the one guy. So I don't think this is working out too well. As we can see, a lot of people are getting mad and leaving, and because we can only have 5 customers queuing at once. So that's something which is worked out okay. We actually managed to reach 100 sales in a day. I think that's just through going ahead and having the store opened up till 8 o'clock at night. But we definitely missed a few opportunities here. So today's error was, and it was at 6 o'clock, just after 3 of our cashiers left. Occurrences 14. Customers are leaving store 1 without buying anything because checkout queues are too full. Shame that. I could have seen that coming though. Right, let's go ahead and manage. Is there any more better staff? If we jump back to store, we hire a cashier. That's good. You are good. Stephanie, welcome along to the team. You're also going to start at... Let's go ahead and start you at 2 o'clock. Let's also start Mike at 2 o'clock. So that means there's going to be 2 cashiers which are going to be on right through until 10 o'clock. So that means we can really go ahead and push the boundaries here. So you guys are going to be till 10 o'clock. So it's a 9 till 10 o'clock store now. And at least there's always 2 staff on at once. As you can see here, unfortunately I can't drag it over into the middle of the screen. But in the bottom left hand corner there's a chart which the yellow line indicates how many staff are working at what period. And the green area indicates the opening time. The green isn't very accurate because it does... My staff start at 9 and the shop opens at 9, so this yellow bit here should... It's good, but it's not perfect, you know what I mean? But this game's new, so... And it makes sense to me, I'm just explaining it to you right now anyway. Stock clerks, I'm going to go ahead and push one of your hours back as well. So one of you is still going to start at the 9 o'clock, but one of you is going to start at... Probably about 1 o'clock, so it just means that any stuff which disappears on the shelf after 5 o'clock when you two originally went home is going to be a little bit different. So we're starting the day here with 3 cashiers as we can see, and everything is going smoothly. Quite happy with how things are going. Then there's going to be the small period. If we jump into here, there'll be a small period actually where we will have 5 cashiers, but we'll only have 3 or 4 checkouts, sorry, so that's really not going to work. I don't know when you guys start at 2 o'clock, so we're about to have 2 more cashiers. As you can see, one cashier is essentially just doing nothing, which is, I mean, it's not the best idea, it's not the worst. Then a lot of yous are about to go home at, okay, so 3 of yous will go home at 5 o'clock, and then there'll be 2 of yous to do the rest of the day here. So here you go, you guys are now going to go home at 6 o'clock, so off you go, and then we've got 2 checkout people on now, working all the way to 10 o'clock, so doesn't look like anyone's getting mad, so it looks like we've solved yesterday's problems, we've got no bad occurrences. One of the queues, or 2 of the queues, I mean, the queues are long for 8 o'clock at night, which is good, and that means that this is working out. As we can see, we've hit over 100 sales again, which is good, and we're just about teetering on the profit as well, actually. which is nice to see. So I think again we just need to go ahead and continue to expand operations. We're into the profit. We very briefly touched into the profit there, which is nice to see. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to hire staff. So we're going to hire you, and we're also going to hire you. Oh, that's very good actually. 3 greens, we'll take you. Then along with that we'll take, you're a pretty good cashier, we'll take you. Then we'll go ahead, we're just going to do massive expansion here, by the way, if you've not gathered. Christopher Church, your sociability is like really poor. We'll go ahead and hire you. Patience isn't there actually, but your speed and sociability, Dylan David, we'll go ahead and hire you. We're then, I'll organise all this in a second. I realise I'm just panic taking. Right, that's just taking quite a lot of cashiers there. So let's go ahead and filter here by cashiers and starting hour. And let's go ahead and slow this game right down. And I mean right down here. So we're going to go ahead and our starting hours. We're going to start off with the shop opening at 6 AM now. Then we're going to go ahead and push you to 6 AM. So that's 2 of you starting at 6 AM. Then there's going to be 2 people starting at 9 PM. Then I want to go ahead and have... Oh, let me think about this. I mean, we're going to go long term here. We're going to make this like proper good. So 2 of yous at 9, then there'll be 2 of yous at probably what, 12 o'clock should come in? Yep, there should be 2 of yous coming in at 12. Then I think we're going to have the next 2 start at 3. Which works out fine. So if you 2 start at 3 o'clock, that works out fine. Everyone's working 8 hours, by the way, and then the final lot are going to start working at 6 o'clock at night, and then that means we go to 2 o'clock in the morning. So essentially we're just about 24/7 here already, actually. So let me see that diagram. So throughout the day there's a minimum of 3, at times though there's up to 6 cashiers working in the shop, and that means we can go ahead and start at 6 AM, which is what I'm wanting to see. So if we go ahead and push this back to 6 AM, and then you go and close at, well, you can close at midnight. Essentially, yeah, that's how it's going to have to be. So that works out fine for the time being. So we'll start tomorrow with this system and see how it works. I think we also need to go ahead and give myself more checkouts as well, which we'll do that in the next episode. I just want to see if this has worked. The graph's a little bit all over the place, the staff diagrams, so I'm a little bit unsure, to be fair, and I think we also need to go ahead and add in myself a stock clerk as well. So who's it going to be between Daniela Walls and Ashley Cunningham? I think speed-wise, it's probably going to be Daniela. So we'll go ahead and grab you, and you're going to start off, you're going to be like the... Actually, you should start at 6. Then my other 2 stock clerks, one of you starts at 9, and then the other one starts at 3. You're going to get pushed back to like 5 you're going to start at. So let's see how this works. So the first 2 are in here for the 6 AM start, which the shop's getting used really nice and early, which is good. Then at 9 AM, maybe could see us getting in someone else in before 6 AM actually, because these queues are pretty long. We should have more staff in at 9 AM, here we are, so we've got more staff in now, which is good. Though you guys came in a little later after 9 AM. So everything's moving smoothly here, and essentially it's just going to fluctuate between 2 and 4 right through to about 6 or 8 o'clock at night, I believe. So if we go back here, to cashiers, you can see the diagram. It fluctuates really, it really does. At times we have too many, so I think we could definitely do more checkouts. As you can see right now, we've got 4 on right now, when there's really there's little need, to be fair, so I could definitely go ahead and work on this. As you can see, there's like no queues essentially, so everything is totally fine here. Our stocking, we're doing fine. Our stockkeeper is working, and I mean all the shelves are full. We're still waiting for more unlocks. I think we actually got a new unlock, which is good. So cold chain has unlocked, which is nice to see. So I will go ahead and continue this in the next episode. We need to work on that staffing issue, definitely. Not too happy about that. I think that could definitely be made prettier, because that graph is just an absolute mess. And we also have some new unlocks, and we're going to go ahead and, right now, to end this episode, alcohol license, that's been worked towards. However, we're going to jump to roads at network 1 here. The good thing is the progression on the alcohol license is kept, which is very nice. And I also understand we cannot allow a business to be open between midnight and 6 AM until we do this one as well, so that's also going to be extremely useful going forwards. Anyway, that's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like rating, subscribe if you are new around here, and with that said, again, just go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comments section below, and that is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.